hope you have had a great beginning of the week, and I hope that everything is going great for you. I hope that you're being blessed by God. I hope that you are blessing other people. I hope that every time you look around, you see God somewhere. I hope that you've had opportunities to serve God. Maybe God has put you somewhere this week for a very specific purpose. And if that's the case, I hope that you've taken advantage of those opportunities to really reach out and let people see God through you. That's what He's called us to do, is to let people see Him through us. I want to say thank you for taking just a few minutes to listen to what I have to say. I come at you here. We're going to have a little fireside chat, if you will, for a few moments. I want to talk to you today, though, about a favorite story of mine. We talked about, in the last video, what did we talk about? We talked about the Good Samaritan. And keeping with that theme of parables, if you will, I want to share with you some thoughts from Zacchaeus. You know, we all grew up kind of on that song. Zacchaeus was a wee little man was he. He climbed up in the sycamore tree for the Lord he wanted to see. And you know the rest of that song. You know, as the Savior passed that way, looked up in the tree, and he said, "Zacchaeus, come down, for I'm going to your house today." That's just a very simple version of the story of Zacchaeus. But it is the story. You know, Zacchaeus was this guy. He was a tax collector, and he was missing something in his life, and he had heard about Jesus. Obviously, he had never seen Jesus. And so one day he heard that Jesus was coming to town. And he runs out, and being a wee little man, being a short guy, being a little person probably, he couldn't see over everybody. So what does he do? He climbs a tree. Now, one of the interesting things about that, or to me it's interesting, I want you to think about it for a second. How often do you climb trees? Most people only climb trees, at least at my age, or maybe, even if you're older than me, you only climb trees for a very specific reason. That's because something's not right around you. Maybe you've got a child stuck up in the tree and you go up there and get them. I remember growing up one time, I was getting chased by what I thought was a huge bull. It was just a little calf. And I remember running up into a tree there in the pasture in which I was playing in. You don't run up into trees as an adult, though, unless you've got a good reason. And so Zacchaeus had a good reason. He was looking for something. He was searching for something. He was searching for Jesus. And so he climbs up into this tree, and Jesus sees him. And he says, "Hey, Zacchaeus, you come down from there." And as he comes down, he says, "Hey, I'm going to go to your house to spend some time with you and to, just kind of get to know you a little bit better." And it's very interesting to me that the big argument, the big complaint of all those people standing around, those people that knew Zacchaeus, knew what he was, knew how awful he acted as a tax collector, I'm sure when they heard Jesus say, "Hey, Zacchaeus, come down," they're waiting for him to just go off on him and talk about, "Zacchaeus, you've done this and this and this and this. What are you thinking? Why are you living this way?" Instead, he says, "Hey, come on down. I'm going to go to your house. We're going to have dinner." And you know what the people standing around him say? He goes, "Hey, this Jesus guy, he eats with sinners." You know, their greatest complaint about Jesus, really and truly to me, is the greatest promise I have of Christ. That Jesus loves a sinner enough to have a relationship with Him. And I don't know about you, but I've had times in my life where I've struggled with sin. And I'm glad that Jesus eats with sinners. I'm glad that Jesus welcomes sinners. I'm glad that Jesus welcomed me and that He gave His life for me. But as you think about the story of Zacchaeus, there's a lot of things we can talk about. This is what I want you to think about, maybe as a child of God, because there's a lot of lessons we can make and take, but I want to keep this thought maybe as brief as possible, I'm not Jesus. I'm not someone that can fix things the way Jesus could, even though I want to, even though I try to maybe be that Jesus figure sometimes, try to fix people's problems, fix the situations around me. That's not me. I can't fix things like Jesus can. I personally, I don't feel like I'm Zacchaeus. I have a relationship with Christ. I'm not looking for Christ anymore. So as you think about the parts and the pieces of this story, I believe if you're not Jesus and you're not Zacchaeus, and I hope you're not the Pharisees around that were causing and hurling kind of some insults, I think that maybe for you and for me, Jesus called us to be something even more important. Jesus has called us to be the tree. Think about it for a second. That tree had one job and one job only. And it was to help hold Zacchaeus up so that he could see Jesus. You know, that's really what Jesus wants out of us, isn't it? He wants us to stand around, to go around, to be around, and hold people up so that they can see Jesus. That is our job. To be trees, to be people that allow Jesus to be seen. And I hope this week that you have an opportunity to be that tree. Maybe you've never thought about it that way before. Maybe you've never thought, well, I'm a tree. That's something we don't think about every day, but when you think about it spiritually and kind of in that metaphor sense, that's who we are in the story. And I hope that you're holding people up so that they can see Jesus this week. And if you haven't done that yet, I hope you take the opportunity to let people see Jesus by helping people see Jesus, by reaching out and showing them who Jesus is. Hey, thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next week, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.